Okay, so this is a redo of my last video about milling black powder and making fireworks. My previous video on this topic got removed by YouTube due to their firearms policy, probably because I showed how to make the lead balls I used for milling along with making black powder. And from this I got a warning on my channel. If I get another one, I'll get a strike, which would really suck as I made this channel in 2012. I'm still pretty confused on how this violated community guidelines because there are numerous videos already on YouTube about making black powder in the exact same way I did. For example, here, and here. There are also some videos about literally reloading ammunition with black powder on YouTube. I didn't even show anything about firearms or firearm components, yet somehow it still violated the firearms policy. I guess my channel is small enough for YouTube to just yeet my video and probably nobody would really notice. Anyway, here's my adjusted video, which just shows the milling process for black powder, and at the end I will show some fireworks I made with it. Hopefully this video will not have the same fate as my last one.
Alright, so got my ball mill here. Gonna put in these lead balls that I made previously. And it definitely has to be lead. You can't use steel balls for this process because you run the risk of sparks with steel, so it definitely absolutely has to be lead. Alright, they're just loaded in the black powder. Alright, now we're ready to start ball milling in this tumbler I got for rocks. Just turn that on and let that go for about a day. Really just an arbitrary amount of time, just enough time to get it really nice and finely mixed. So yep, I'll be back in a day. So now that the black powder is all nice and milled up, very finely, as you can see, it's time to make some stars with it. I'm gonna load it up here and add a solution of alcohol and water. Mostly alcohol, but a little bit of water to help mix things and weigh things down. I'll mix that up to make a wet paste sort of thing. Okay, now I got this paste. Now I'll just form it into little clumps like this to make my firework stars. Approximately shape it to about this thing for a few of these, and then I'll put some in a larger firework tube. Okay, now I'll just press it through a sieve like this to make some granules. Alright, so there are the granules. There's a bit of charcoal clumps left in the sieve. Now I'll just let these dry out, which won't take very long because the alcohol evaporates very fast. And then I'll compare the milled versus non-milled ones. Alright, so here's some of the non-milled powder that's been wetted and dried out. And you know what? I can already see some of the granules in there from like the charcoal or the potassium nitrate. That's still not fully fine. So I'm suspecting this probably won't work as well, but let's give it a shot. Okay, that actually worked pretty well. Better than not wetting it, but milling it definitely still improves it significantly. You can see some residue that I left there. Okay, so here's some of the gunpowder that's been milled and also wetted with alcohol and pressed through the sieve. And as you can see, it's much faster. Got my arm a little bit. Here's some more of my milled and wetted stuff just for good measure. No residue left. It's very fast. Alright, so the answer is yes. Milling gunpowder is absolutely necessary if you want it to work as best as it possibly can. So I'm just going to add the rest of my gunpowder and mill it again. Or not again. Just mill this stuff. And gonna add the stuff that I granulized into here too, because it does not work as well without milling. And I've been letting it mill for about 12 hours. That seems to be just fine for it to work as good as it can.
Okay, so that's about it for this video. As you can obviously see, milling the gunpowder really is quite important for it to burn very fast, as it should. Before I end this video though, I will leave you with some fireworks that I made using this gunpowder as well as flash powder. Hope you enjoyed.
Oh my god. Oh, we did pretty. Yep. Wow, that was holding out. Professor.